Special Olympics was mostly a Tim and Noah thing. We would go to his bowling events, and his basketball team made it to state one time, so we went to ISU and watched him. But it was mostly a Tim and Noah thing.
Noah and I were eating at the local McDonald's here in New Palestine, and a past coordinator came up to me and asked about Noah and invited us to come try out Special Olympics. He thought it would do Noah good. I said, well, I'll go home, I'll talk to my wife about it, and then we'll get back to you. It all went from there.
At that time, I think it was in Noah's 8th grade year, and we were struggling in school, and I just didn't want to get him involved in anything else.
Noah and I were only a year apart in school. He loved going to school, loved hanging out with people, getting to know people. He really was close with teachers, honestly, more than he was close with his own fellow students. But he was not a student. He just didn't enjoy it. So we spent lots of hours working on homework and things together just to get him through so he could get what he needed to graduate and get his diploma.
At some point I decided Noah needs to try Special Olympics, and we'll see how it goes. So I called Tom and got all the medical exam and the application, and we got him all set up. And it was fortunately basketball season, which was his absolute favorite. So we took him to the basketball practice, and the rest is history. Noah fell in love with Special Olympics that night.
Well, it brought the best out of Noah from not knowing anything about Special Olympics, but as soon as he got in it, he loved it. He talked about it everywhere he went. He lived for Special Olympics in church, and that was his two favorite things.
Special Olympics had pretty much shut down in Hancock County during COVID.
Our last coordinator had moved on, and if someone didn't step up and take over as county coordinator, they were going to close the program in our county, and we just couldn't let that happen.
I talked to Tim about it. He didn't want me to do it, and I'm like, I feel like I'm being called, that I have to do this for Noah.
And I think even since Noah passed, Special Olympics gave us a way to remember him and carry on his legacy. So we're able to continue on Hancock County Special Olympics, keep the sports going and growing our program and adding new things that he didn't get to experience, but we get to see his friends participate in those things.
We have so many new athletes. It's just wonderful because it gives them some place to find friends, find likabilities. They help each other. Hancock County does bowling year-round. I know some counties don't, but we do it year-round, and mostly it's a social thing because bowling just gives them an opportunity to be with each other. They're with their friends every week.
My favorite Noah Special Olympics memory was every time the Hancock County basketball teams would play at halftime at the high school. We were both students at the time, and all the students would line up in a tunnel, and they each actually had signs with all the names of the athletes on them. And so I got to hold Noah's sign, and we were students, so they would all run through, just the students cheering and screaming for Noah because they knew him. Everybody knew Noah, and he scored a basket that night at the halftime, and it was all over Twitter. Our principal was tweeting. It was huge. He was Twitter famous that night, and he thought it was the coolest thing ever to get to score a basket at halftime at his own high school.
Those kids just love on our athletes. The athletic director, I work at the high school, and he comes to me and he says, when are we going to have them come? You know, before he sets anything else, he wants to know when the Special Olympians are coming. He said that's his favorite night of basketball, when they do things at halftime, is when the Special Olympians are there. And Noah, that was always his favorite. Summer Games is a wonderful experience. I have a bowler who asks me every week, are we going to Terre Haute to Summer Games? Every week. And when I saw him at Terre Haute at Summer Games, I said, Ronnie, we're at Terre Haute. The opening ceremonies are wonderful because it's just like you're at the Olympics. It doesn't matter that you're, in Terre Haute, Indiana. It's just like you're at the Olympics, and you're important, and what you're doing is just as important as if you were in the regular Olympics. It doesn't matter that there's a special in the title. All the pay wouldn't even matter. You know, we're volunteers, and what I get out of it is just the gratitude of seeing somebody smile when they get a gold medal or even a ribbon, the smile on their face, you know, that they've done it and they've accomplished something. It just rewards you over and over.
The reason we stay is because of Noah.
I don't know what we would do. I mean, without Special Olympics. It's like part of our family. When we went to pick out Noah's gravestone, we knew that it had to have the Special Olympics emblem on it because we just wanted everybody to know what Special Olympics meant to Noah. To our family, it's just part of our family. We're just part of the Special Olympics. Even though we no longer have a special needs child, we're just part of them. They're like part of our family.